Hello and welcome to another episode of It's 420 Somewhere. I am your host, Chris from Methuen, joined as always by my co-host, Pat from Amesbury.
Hey, how are you?
And our other co-host, Tony from Wakefield. We're also joined by the world-famous, very well-known Rob DeMarco. And the return, or actually first time on this show, but the return to a show with Pat and I is the great Blind Mike Geary. What's up, Mike?
Thank you for having me, boys. I didn't realize this was a different show. I assumed it was the same setup.
It's unfortunately it's a different show. We like I was trying to explain this is the original show. We've been doing this for a little over 3 years now, just on Saturday nights, just as a way to shoot the shit with people we don't get to see all the time and all that. And
so you were competing with Mike and the Minifans, is that right?
Mike and the Minifans.
Sometimes, yeah.
This was my time slot back in the day.
Yeah.
At times
we started a little bit after that, but no,
right.
I guess sometimes I think we did go up against you. Obviously,
Wow.
we didn't. I don't think we stole a lot of your audience, though.
I don't know. Now I have to go back and look at the numbers. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mike. You can rest assured that we didn't steal any of your viewers because we get very, very low viewers, which was the reason why I was surprised you were reluctant to let us have Hackride.
You guys are trying to steal everything from me these days.
We tried to bring Hackride on, and
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be on KMS. It was going to be on here, which is our own YouTube channel.
Right. So that's probably where I overreacted, maybe. But let me explain my logic, if I could. So Hackride, I've kind of always said to Hackride, like, because he doesn't listen to KMS or anything. So he asked me about it once, and I was like, to me, it's best if you stay out of it, because I try to keep that shit off Kirk's desk. Like, I think the best way to describe it is, look how much Craig annoys Kirk.
Yeah.
I think it even came up yesterday.
We have had Craig on here.
So look at how much Craig annoys Kirk. He's already in that world. I couldn't stop him really. That was. It annoyed me when it happened, but I was like, he's a Minifan. What am I going to do? Hackride doesn't know anything about the show or anything. And look at how much more he is to deal with than Craig. So how much more annoying, the potential to annoy Kirk is so much greater with Hackride, I think. And to me, it just wasn't worth it. Does that make sense at all?
Yes.
It does make sense. And that's why I personally didn't get too angry about it. And when you offered to come on in his place, I was very happy.
Oh, good. Good.
We do like Hackride. We wanted to talk weed-centric things with Hackride, though, not necessarily KMS. But
right,
I understand.
That's also why I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because I was like, man, maybe I overreacted, and I didn't realize this wasn't on the network. So yeah, I probably overreacted, and maybe after this conversation, I'll just be like, whatever, fuck it, do it. But I just look at it as like, Craig poked his nose into that world. I didn't like put my foot down or anything. And with Hackride, I didn't put my foot down and say you're not allowed to do it. I just think Hackride cares more about annoying me. And Craig was more like, well, I don't really give a fuck,
I was going to say, we had Craig on and he didn't ask you a damn thing.
No, never mentioned it to me. That's the thing. Is like, if Craig asked me, I might have said the same thing. Like, I'd prefer you didn't. And then he might have just done it. Whereas I think Hackride cares of my opinion.
This is what happens when Tony doesn't get any attention.
You are killing Tony right now. He is cracking up.
Is that sarcasm? I can't tell. Does he not like me?
I'm laughing at the joke you use.
All right.
Tony's just
Tony
now.
likes everybody. He's just nuts.
All right.
Tony likes the spotlight, and we're not paying that much attention to him right now. Unfortunately, we should. Tony, do you have any questions for Blind Mike?
Are you blind?
I am, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Well, you're blind with your personality, because I started dozing off at 7 o'clock, and I said,
I'm sorry to bore you.
I'm gonna make it.
I
felt
like having Mike on
Roddy
because
Piper
he's someone
on
with
his
worse
last
vision than
heart
my
attack.
own.
I was like, I'm gonna make it.
This is the trade you guys wanted to make me, right? You were offering him for Hackride?
Yeah. Straight up. What do you think?
It seems like you might not care for my... I don't think you would enjoy my show. You'd be dozing off.
I love
Tony
the
doesn't
show.
share a stream with Blind Mike.
Tony's a lightning. No.
I love it all.
Tony's
I love
biggest
everything
fan
you
is-
guys do.
Oh,
In the
world's
comments.
biggest loser. Tony, did you get tickets to Creed yet?
Honestly, that's another conversation I want to have with you and Jeff, and I don't want to have it on the air. We'll have it somewhere else.
It's too
You
personal.
guys are fucking assholes. You and your brother, fucking dicks, for doing that. I was saying before you even bought the fucking tickets, I was gonna go with you and rent a fucking van to drive all of us to the show, and you were like, "Oh, I bought my tickets." Oh yeah. When you are away, I said, yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. Fucking
Number one, you never would have got that van.
Fucking seats down from him.
Tony, what happens whenever we
Fine.
make plans? Do you always bail out?
No, you're a piece of shit. You didn't ask us about tickets, or you didn't ask me at least about tickets. Like, oh, if we're gonna go, I offered to buy to rent a van to bring us all down and designatedly drive it. You know, smoke a little weed, hash coke, whatever. I'm not drinking.
Oh, no coke.
But I would have been like, yeah, I would have.
Tony, those are nice sunglasses.
Yeah, did you take them from the Lost and Found, Tony? You just grabbed them from the Lost and Found?
Yeah, I got it from the money basket that the fucking Catholics fucking donate to twice a fucking Bible sesh. Yeah. Yeah.
You probably should listen.
I used that fucking Bible, that fucking basket money to buy these fucking
I'll be right
glasses.
back.
Oh, Pat's had enough.
Fuck Pat.
He's had enough.
What is his deal? What's his deal?
I don't know what he has to
has
do.
a child on the way.
You're right,
That's
Pat.
obviously his deal. He's clearly got something going on. So, no, I was pissed off because I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I offered to, when I saw his pop up, I was like, let's buy it, let's get a van.
So wait, Tony, do you know?
Buy tickets and tell nobody.
Wait, Tony, do you know? Did Pat and his brother just buy tickets for themselves, or did they buy for the group and not you?
I don't know.
Did they exclude you?
They
from
do.
the
I don't
group?
know.
To me, that would be the question. Because if they just bought for themselves and then everyone else in the group has
They
to
didn't
buy
buy
for
for me.
themselves,
They didn't buy for me.
I know they didn't buy for you, but did
Those
they buy
two?
for anyone
No, no,
else
they didn't
besides
buy for
you? You're missing the point.
What?
If they bought for the rest of the group and purposefully excluded you, that's different than if they just bought for them two, and then anyone else who's going has to buy for themselves because it's a general admission show. See what I'm saying?
Wow. They were like, oh, buy a ticket and get a lawn chair. I was like, I'm not some fucking Mexican that's gonna come fucking.
What, Tony, you want to sit in the expensive seats or you want to sit on the lawn?
Coming along.
I don't think you can afford the seats, brother.
I have a lot more money than you fucking think.
You're
I
an
have a lot more
you're an
money than you.
EBT, Tony.
No, it's not EBT. It's called fucking the state while the blacks do it. So
Easy.
I have more money than you, and you don't even know that.
Sorry, Mike.
You
I'm
don't even
human
know
helping
that.
the camera right now. Like,
You don't even know
believe
that.
this guy?
You're like, fucking, yeah, this guy has more money than me. I do. I have way more money than you. I have $500,000 stored away for myself. So fuck you.
Me?
I'm a single guy. I'm single.
Why you fuck me?
What
did
could
I
a single guy do with $500,000? Well, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you in 3 years, and you'd be sitting there going, 420 and 420 somewhere. In 420 somewhere. Won't be me. Me in 3 years. I'm a killer. Is that a deer? Yeah, fuck it is. But yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
So in summation, I
sure?
probably should have just let Hackride do the show. You know?
Yes.
I'm way better off than any of you guys here.
So how do you
I don't
how
have
do
any
you,
debt.
how do you think
Yeah.
a Tony Hackride conversation might go, Mike?
My mic off.
Boy, that's interesting.
I
Chris,
think so.
thank you for giving me a 9 out of 10 slot. I will give you the best content that I can.
All right, so do that from 9 to 10.
Yeah.
And
Let's
we're
Mike,
gonna
speak.
talk to Mike now.
Oh,
Please.
Okay.
is Tony leaving?
No, I'm
he's
here.
still- he's
Oh, all
gonna
right,
stay.
all right, good.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to kick you off for me.
No. I'm here, brother.
Pat Ford is saying Mike is so full of regret.
I have a lot of regrets in my life, but you know, I always enjoy you boys. So anytime. Pat Ford, I'll be
Tony, do you
seeing
have-
this week at some point. It sounds like.
I missed what you said. What'd you say, Pat? Mike?
I said, it sounds like I'll be seeing Pat Ford this week at some point. I think he's in studio with me.
Yeah, I think that was true, right? You guys are going to be on at the same time?
I literally live walking distance to the studio. I don't know why I'm never invited in.
You have to reach out and be your own advocate, Rob.
Yeah.
If you think someone's going to reach out to you,
Well, I did when the producer
Good
search was
advice.
going on. I sent Kirk a message saying, I live right near the studio. If you ever want me in,
Yeah, I
have me
wouldn't-
in. I got nothing back.
I'd go
Why
the
don't
route
you
of
sit
messaging like Coleman, maybe.
Sit up.
That might be a
Yeah.
better option. Or
You're
Gus.
laying there. Just sit up.
Probably better.
hey, he's usually in position to perform oral on somebody. So we're
I'm
happy
usually
he's
lying
doing
on my
the
stomach, but now that I got the laptop, I'm on my recliner.
I'm very recliner.
Tony, shut the fuck up.
That is the recliner.
See, I think you two have great
I'm a
chemistry to
recliner.
do a show.
But yeah, I'll reach out to Coleman and Gus because, as I said, I know they usually tape on Fridays, and I have Fridays off, and I can get right to the studio. So,
I mean,
There you go.
I think you would be a great guest, Rob.
mm.
Well, I
Does-
love the three of us, but you clearly don't fucking
Well,
listen to anybody else.
we've tried to make that happen, Tony. We haven't been successful yet.
Because
know
you
what to tell
keep
ya.
inviting all these guests in on a 3-man show, and that's why the show has not gone.
Should I leave?
So Tony, you don't want me to come on anymore?
I just would rather the 3 main guys to create a show that's better content
Oh.
and.
See, I like it the way
for
it
an
is.
hour and
I think Pat would agree if he was here. He stepped away from his computer, but the two of
well,
us
Pat's
started
busy.
the show.
He has a lot going on right now. Pat has his hands full.
See, he's right there.
So-
He's busy.
Pat has his hands full. We're not gonna bother Pat. Let's just carry on. And Pat has his hands full, and he has a beautiful life coming his way. And meanwhile, I'm gonna advertise Wild Cherry Tea Seltzer. Why smoke it when you can drink it? That's not bloodstream. What? Here I am. Yeah. Here I am. I got my JCGs and I got my THC seltzer. Here's the thing. Why smoke it when you can drink it? 10 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of THC. Ooh. Here's my third one. Yeah. Am I a Palestinian gay?
Pat Ford, the answer is yes. That is Rob sitting backwards on the toilet. That's going around Twitter. It's been going around for about 6 weeks now.
The best
Oh my God.
revenge you guys could have gotten on me for not letting Hackride come on is if you just told me we've never started the broadcast. I've just been sitting here watching
no.
whatever this is.
The
Hi,
revenge is so
Patrick. I'm
much
the
better.
celebrity.
The best revenge is that everyone gets to see this now, Mike.
Are you gonna
That's
post
true,
it up
yeah.
on this? Are you gonna post it up on the screen?
Post it up.
I'm not pulling that up. We've put that on the air a few times before, Rob. I don't
Good.
want to screw anyone else over.
Yeah. That was an old picture when I was in a hotel room the night before I went to Florida, and I figured, what the hell? I was in a sleazy Indian-owned hotel in Northborough.
So what's happening? You were shitting backwards on the toilet?
No, I was shitting. There was a mirror in front of the toilet, so I took a picture of the mirror.
Ah.
AC Slater style shitting.
I hid my dick in between
When
so
the
that didn't
teacher
show.
pop
But
test, you know you're in a mess. You say?
Yeah, so that's an interesting picture that goes around Twitter from time to time. As a matter of fact, Rob, didn't you reply that when they had the Minna ladies doing their?
oh yeah, when the Minna
thing?
ladies did the sexiest men on the network or whatever the hell it was, I go, what about this guy? And I posted the pic of me naked on the toilet.
Wow.
Oh,
So it's kind of your like Howard Stern in blackface. Every few years it comes up as a controversy.
Exactly.
blackface.
Hey, Hackride, not Hackride. Craig's in the chat. Craig says Hackride for life.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Craig is an alum. He's a friend of the show. He's
I think he would fit right in here. You guys want him? Him, I'll give you.
well,
Would you take
no
Tony?
trade necessary, but we'll absolutely take Craig. Actually,
All right.
believe it or not, Mike, this show is less viewed than VGS, than Very Good Show.
Well, that would be my if I could give you one note, it didn't seem like a great way to convince me by being like, oh, Mike, don't worry. No one listens to this. Like, oh, then he should definitely do it.
I did say that.
No,
I thought I did.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm saying have a little confidence.
Craig's busy that day. I don't know what he means by that, but okay, he's busy that day.
I love America.
Hey, Mike, have you done an episode on Don Rickles yet on your comedy show?
Yeah, we did Rickles on Carson. Like Rickles' best Carson.
That's my comedy hero. I love that guy.
I have a joke for you. I have a joke.
Uh-oh. All right.
What do you tell a woman who's been told twice? Oh, wait,
it feels like, yeah, I feel like you might have messed that one up.
What do you tell a woman that's been already told? Oh shit, black eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got there though. Yeah, it was. You were on
Just
par.
2 black eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't tell her anything. You already told her twice.
Oh, what do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes?
What?
Nothing. She's already been told twice.
Whoa!
Craig, the school bus bandit a coney. From Pat. Ford.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know that controversy?
I was like, what?
Oh yeah, I listen. Mike, I am a big listener of all your shows, so I heard the bus controversy with Craig.
Yeah. Very scary for the kids of New Hampshire.
I feel bad, and that the fact that he didn't realize that he was looking like a stalker by following the bus wherever it went.
Well, that's the thing with these guys is they kind of play victim. You know, they pretend like, what, me? What? How could you accuse? Meanwhile, he's, got his cock out at lunchtime.
I don't know what gets people to want to have kids. Like, they want kids. Like, I want nothing.
Craig wants them bad, baby.
Like,
Craig wants them differently than normal people want them.
I don't want nothing for kids. Like, they're a pain in the fucking ass. They're fucking idiots, most likely. Most of them.
I like being a dad.
Huh?
I like being a dad.
Oh, well, a lot of kids nowadays are like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to school today. You're going to suck another kid's dick. And you're just like, what? You're like, what?
Tony, what school did you go to?
No, the kids nowadays are transgender teachers. They're like, yeah, come to school and come be gay. And if I was a kid, I'd be like, I'm gonna fuck some pussy today. I'm not gonna F around with dick. If they were like, oh, what? You're in the 2nd grade? What are you gonna do?
Yes, I am, Craig.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck girls? I don't want something going 9 inches down my fucking throat like a retard.
Did we ask Mike this? What does he think of Toucher and Rich?
We haven't asked Mike about Toucher and Rich yet, but feel free to take over the questioning.
I feel like I should be like Toucher and Tony. Oh, that shouldn't be that shouldn't be a thing. Toucher and Tony. That shouldn't be a
sure.
Tony, let Pat ask Mike a question.
No, the chat was just asking, what does Blind Mike think of Toucher and Rich being no more?
Yeah, I don't know if Kirk will want to talk about it on Monday, but yeah, my basic thought is like it's weird that they didn't do a last show. They were together for like 20 years or something, didn't they say that?
Management wouldn't allow it. That's what I heard. I heard
crazy.
management didn't want it. I guess negotiations with the Rich went so bad they just wanted him out of the building.
That's crazy to me because he seems. I know nothing about the guy. He seems like a guy. A lot of those guys. That's what Greg Hill I think is known for, is being like so professional that it almost outdoes. Like if his ratings aren't great, like he does such a great job with sales and all that shit that it kind of outweighs that.
Greg Hill, the reason he has a job is because he brings in so many sponsors that if they let him go, they would lose money. That's why he got moved from AAF and everybody else got let go, because he brings in more sponsors than anybody else in town.
That's kind of what I assumed.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I assumed Rich was like.
Right.
So I'm surprised if he was like that crazy that management didn't want to deal with him anymore. I'm surprised by that. But it's just weird to me in general when a show like that, like they're partners, forever, and literally based on the rating system, we're doing like historic local radio numbers. So to not give them a last show to me is very weird. And then for Fred to kind of eulogize him the way he did, where I tweeted something about it, but he's like, the man invented the scallenge, and he came up with too tan to whatever the man with the tan or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
It was like a weird goodbye to a relationship that was like, 20 years old. Even like Mike and the Mad Dog did some sort of like, they got together and put their differences aside.
I mean, Opie and Anthony's split up was a little weird too, though.
Yeah, they didn't have a final show.
Anthony got fired though, so
Right.
at least that makes sense. They're not going to allow him back in the building after they fired him. But even they did a couple like collaborations on Opie's show before things got really ugly with them.
Now they hate each other.
They hated each other then too.
Yeah,
but
they
yeah.
Well, Rich is going to find out quickly that he's the Opie of that relationship. I have a feeling when he goes on and does his own thing.
I would think so. The one thing that I do think would be smart for EEI is let's say they bring him in to do afternoons. The one like positive about that, the show might suck. I don't listen to Toucher and Rich enough to know if like Rich is any good, but like even if the show is shitty, it does offer some competition to Felger and Maz because at least for a bit, unless the show's dreadful.
Right, initially, yeah, they'll cut into him.
Because the people that listen to Toucher in the morning are going to be like, oh, let me listen to Rich in the afternoon,
Rich is more of a music guy, though. He's not really a sports guy. Like, I could see him going to ZLX or Kiss 108.
That was the other interesting, because again, I don't know enough about these guys, so that was the thing I found interesting, that Toucher was like, hey, maybe he could be the next Maddie in the morning. Which feels like, and if you know more about him, maybe this is what he always wanted to do. But that was like the insult to Opie is like, oh, what are you going to go spin records?
From what I understand, when they asked him to go sports, when BCN was switching, Rich was reluctant and Fred was all in. So,
but were they DJs? Were they?
They did a morning show. They did like an Opie and Anthony type show on BCN. They originally were afternoons. They took Nick Carter's job.
Right.
Yeah.
It was all talk though, right? They weren't playing.
No,
music.
they were playing music and they did bits.
Oh, they would.
And then when they went to mornings, they cut the music out and just did bits.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't think it'll go like crazy well, but it would be smart of EEI to hire him, I guess, because the afternoon show is doing so badly.
I mean,
it's
it couldn't
funny,
be
like
any
you don't
worse
even
than
think
what
about
they
it. It's
have.
not even mockably bad because I've never heard about it.
I heard Rich turned down a lot of significant amount of money not to re-sign, so I don't know if he's going to get that type of money at EEI.
No, Odyssey has no money right now to pay big bucks. They're paying all their money to the Red Sox, so they're done.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if any, because even Beasley, like,
They could pay him in stock.
yeah, that'd be great. They can't access it because they're delisted or whatever.
Nick was on middays, and then when they came in. No, you're right. They did take Hardy, so I moved Hardy tonight. I don't know why Nick Carter hates them then. That's right.
But that's the thing I find interesting about like radio in general is like Beasley, they're number one, like I said, doing crazy numbers all day, and they had to lay people off last year.
Yeah.
So like even Beasley's, I don't imagine is making a shit ton of money.
I'm surprised they did those levels because 98.5 is the highest billing station in America.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Sounds like a goal. Sounds like someone scored a goal somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, they just scored?
They scored like 36 seconds in.
Oh, nice. I got college football on.
The other problem too is like with even if 98.5, like radio companies now own 5 stations in a market or whatever they're allowed to own. So 98.5 might be making money, but they're not making enough money to support the other 4 FM stations that I'm sure Beasley owns,
I think that they're making enough money that they can go on that a lot of radio stations like 96.9, 107.9, they can pick up on that and go forward. So
Yeah.
What point are you trying to make,
That
Tony?
makes a whole lot of sense. I agree with Tony.
Tony, the next program director.
the fuck, a little ass on my ass.
Tony, why are you extra retarded today?
Oh.
It's got to be the THC salsa, right?
Well, I didn't want to introduce it because you had a whole hourly segment around what is burning.
You're thinking too hard.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
Rob DeMarco's new angle is not working.
Anyways, yeah,
They like you laying on your stomach, Rob.
Well, I got the laptop now, so I don't have to be on my stomach.
Well,
Why is the BA on the show tonight?
He's at his parents' this weekend, I believe.
Oh, hi, Mom and Dad, BA.
Hey, BA sister. Hey, how are you?
Up, sister.
Well, Patrick Ford, the Drip Lord, thinks it's flattering, so you got a fan right there.
All right. Yeah, he's a fan of my toilet pick.
Who isn't? I don't think Blind Mike's been.
We talked about it, but if you have
they mentioned it a little bit ago, yeah.
If you have
I don't think you've been fortunate enough to actually witness it, though.
No.
He would be even blinder if he witnessed it.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't been able to see it, so.
It might be one you want to show show Elba.
Yeah, could you describe
I
this to
could
me?
look like this.
What's happening in this picture?
A very strange man, naked, doing a little tuck job, sitting on the toilet.
BA says, "Can you let Blind Mike know?" I say, "Thank you for all the kind words." I wasn't aware that you said kind words about him, but okay.
I didn't know that either. I like BA. I have no problem with BA. I didn't realize I said kind words about him, but you're welcome, buddy.
Fucking memes.
oh,
Boney the Boner says he hears
Oh,
Blind Mike
God.
is very.
You see what I mean, guys?
Boney the Boner is a good character on the Hackride show.
Yes, he is. I love Boney the Boner.
Boney the Boner. Question for Blind Mike. This is clearly the lowest moment of your career. Do you expect to get any lower than the 420 show? Thanks.
I thought last time was the lowest, and I said no. I could dig a little deeper. I think.
There you go.
Just so you know,
do they ever do Saturday nights?
That's the highest rated version of the 420 show.
no, it's not.
KMN. That was the highest.
The highest rated will be when I go from 9 to 10. That'll be the highest rated.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, so it might be,
And it will.
but it has not yet.
Yes, that'll
Why don't you
surpass.
tell people that there's going to be a 9 to 10 slot with me, so people can actually tune in from 9 to 10, and they can waste their hours.
I think we're doing that right now. We're literally doing that right now.
Okay, thank you.
Craig says, no one tweet the naked toilet picture to Blind Mike. That would not be appropriate.
Oh, Mike's going to get it tweeted very soon.
I'm surprised Rob hasn't sent it to him already.
Nah, I haven't opened up Twitter while we've been on. Just shooting the breeze.
I appreciate that.
Can Tony do his Obama impression for Blind Mike?
No.
I'm going to guess it's similar to D. Reynolds' Obama impression.
I got a better one.
Very much so.
I have a better one. And I'm not Shawn Michaels in 1993. I'm Shawn Michaels in 1999.
Everyone gets that reference, Tony.
Come on, Jesus. Come on in.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Jesus. Come on in. Woohoo!
Poor Blind Mike.
Jesus.
Yeah, next time just have Hackride on, you know? It's fine.
Let me
Let him say whatever he wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jesus.
I'm sorry, all right? Why am I being punished like this? I'm a man that made a mistake.
Jesus, my friend, you are here. You are back together on another episode of the 420 show. And I want to ask you a question. You see all this shit going on in Gaza?
This is why you don't do drugs and you're pregnant, people.
You've been talking about Israel. You've been saying about Palestine. Ukraine.
I was hoping we'd get into the Middle East.
What is your end goal? What do you want to do? What is the ultimate goal?
Now, the bit is he's talking to Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh, is that right?
You will not say that.
Only he can see Jesus with those sunglasses on.
I dare you to. You're a fucking...
It's kind of like the Big Daddy sunglasses.
Oh, Jesus. Motherfucking crap. Motherfucking crap. You hear it? Breaking news tonight on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. I'm going to say it. Okay. So guess what? There is no such thing as a Bible. White motherfuckers wrote it. I love it. I love you.
Can I tell you what this feels
I
like?
love you.
Try
So
to
you're
make an
telling me
analogy
that
here.
Palestine
Please
and
do.
Israel
Can we mute,
Like,
mute Tony for a second?
When I was in college, and like one friend would bring me to like his group of friends'
Bring
house
me
to
to life.
pregame,
Bring-
and I don't know any of them,
Hey, I'm evidence.
so I would kind of just sit
Bring me to
there
life.
and like,
Bring me
all right,
back.
when is this? When are we leaving? That sort of a thing.
Oh, so now you're wondering when you're leaving?
He's got it.
when,
Trying to save you from this, Mike.
when do my other friends come, or what's happening here?
I sent Craig a link. He didn't want to come. He said he was busy that night.
Oh, that's too bad.
I
You
figured
can
could
see
have
Craig tomorrow at 10 a.m. on my program.
I haven't had the chance to listen to Chris Farley yet on Why Are You Laughing. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Yeah.
I think it was a good one. It's weird. I don't know. I'm never confident about doing those type of episodes because I always worry like everything I'm saying has been said 10 million times because Chris Farley's been covered so much. But I think we did a good job at like not just playing all the stuff that's been played over and over again and kind of having more of a discussion about his life in general,
Yeah. But I'm still looking forward to it very much.
I still have to listen.
I hope you
to the, I still have to listen to the Howard Stern versus Opie and Anthony. Just
That was a good one.
A big fan of both of them, and I leaned more towards Opie and Anthony on that one. Actually, in the beginning, I didn't because they tried to go at him so hard. It felt like they were trying too hard, and Stern took the right way of just kind of ignoring them. But I always thought it was weird when Stern moved over to XM, and then Opie and Anthony came back to FM for that couple months or whatever, how long it was. And they were doing both shows. They would do the, and then they would do the walk over.
Yeah.
I always thought it was weird when they were bragging that they were on, that they were saying that they took Stern's stations.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's a weird radio tactic, I think.
Yeah.
And I guess their argument was like, hey, more people are listening to us now than are listening to you on Sirius, which technically might have been true. But it's like Howard left and chose to take $100 million at another company. It's not like he was thrown out and you guys won his stations. It was like a disaster. Like David Lee Roth was a disaster. So they gave it to Opie and Anthony,
Yeah, because I remember when Opie and Anthony were on Letterman at one point, and Dave asked him some sort of question about Stern, and I love Anthony too, but he said something like, well, we're on all the stations now, so we're better. And I was just like, well, you guys he didn't get like fired. You guys took over for him. He left to make a lot more money. And, so you guys kind of just fell into it. It's not like you guys replaced him right away either, but.
And people were paying to listen to Stern while they were getting Opie and Anthony for free.
Right.
But that was a weird thing for them too, because they, like, as they always point out, they were competing against themselves. Because some of their listeners that would be listening on the radio were listening on XM. So they're just losing those ratings to themselves.
I listened on XM, and they were on BCN. I listened on XM.
There you go.
That was always wild to me, too, that they would do that and take away, because they still could, even though it was broadcast on XM, they still couldn't do some of the things because they were on FM. So I just thought that was weird that they took away, like, what was it, 2 hours?
Yeah, then the final hour was on XM, yeah.
Right. I always thought that was weird until eventually they, moved on from that and just were strictly on XM.
Yeah, it's a very weird setup, but I think if you're those guys, it's like, at that time, why wouldn't you do it? Because radio is still so much bigger than anything at Sirius or anything online. Like, podcasts didn't really exist at that point. So, like, it was smart of them to do, but it was at a time where that was just dying on regular radio. And now the comedy show on radio doesn't exist unless it's, Bob and Tom or something super corny. Like,
that shit.
That's
why.
There is a station in Orlando that still does the hot talk. It's called what the hell is it called? It's actually at 104.1 in Orlando. When I was out staying with my dad for a few months, they did all those Opie and Anthony type shows on that station. This was back in 2019. I think they're still doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Most of it is that canned, syndicated.
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty good station.
One guy that's left, Mike Calta in Tampa,
Yeah.
I don't know his
Like
show
Cowhead,
really,
right?
but I know a
Cowhead?
lot of comics do his show and shit. Yeah, Cowhead, formerly known as Cowhead.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of comics do that show, so I don't know if that's a little more in Opie and Anthony's style. But
Thanks, Hackride. You're the man.
What's Hackride?
Who's the young Mike Bichetti? That's a great fucking reference.
Read the whole thing from Mike Pat.
Rob, although your head might be shaped like a triangle, you are a star. I just popped really hard at the Mike Bichetti because he was fucking hysterical. Fucking Rob, you look like him. That's great.
So, Mike, now that Hackride's in the chat, will you give him your blessing to come on with us at a future date?
Yeah. Especially if you guys are just talking weed. That's the other thing is I didn't know what the premise was because I was like, well, he doesn't know enough about KMS where I don't want him speaking for me on any of that shit. But if you guys are just talking weed with him, yeah, I don't really have a problem with that. And especially if it's not on the network, you know.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I'm glad we were able to broker peace here.
Yeah.
Beauty.
I mean,
that's the other thing. I always get nervous. I appreciate you guys like having me on to talk about it too, because I always get nervous that it's going to be a thing where I'm like, I have a reason in my mind where I don't want it to happen, but if I just say that over DMs, it gets lost in translation, and you guys are just like, oh well, fuck him. That you know what I mean? I didn't want that either. So
I'm also completely like this is all Chris deals with all the technical logistics of everything, so I'm kind of just in the lost with all this. I just knew that we were gonna have Hackride on, and then he said he couldn't come on.
Yeah, and your reason in the DMs was actually pretty coherent. I knew what you were trying to say, or you came off well. I didn't get angry about it. Like I said in my reply to you, I was kind of bummed, but get over it.
Yeah. That was my only point. Is like I said, with the Craig thing, obviously, like that annoys Kirk already, and Hackride is a lot more in your face. So I was just worried that was going to be a whole thing. But if it's a thing that's not on the network, I don't have it. And the other thing too is like if
Hackride and Tony on the same screen.
If Kirk said like I want him on the network, then I would just be like, oh yeah, of course. But I don't think. I assume he doesn't. If I'm wrong about that, then I would amend that and apologize. But
Hackride.
So are you gonna? So what's going? Is there anything else going on with the Stuttering John situation?
Well, he's no more talk.
I retired from that game.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I said on my show, I said we're done talking about him on the Blind Mike project. I said, well, if we ever check in on him again, it would have to be a 10 out of 10, meaning like something we almost can't avoid talking about.
Yeah.
And last night he was, it seems, falsely accused of rape by Casey Armstrong, also from the Stern Show. So
Stuttering John has lost his fucking mind. I'm friends with Levy, and my God, John and Levy used to be tight, and then John just went completely nuts when Trump got elected.
Yeah, Levy seems like a good egg, but yeah,
I
John.
love Levy.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't even think it's the Trump thing. He's definitely like a very far left liberal loon, but I don't think it's a Trump thing. I think it's he's getting so much shit online and doesn't know how to handle it, and feels the need to fight every joke or criticism or critique made about him. He goes 100% at all of them, the exact same, like full bore at every criticism or even joke that he gets. Whereas if he just laughed at 90% of them, he wouldn't be getting all this shit.
Right, exactly. He sells for it too much.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, Casey was great on the old Stern Show. I loved all the parody songs coming in on him because saying he was gay and everything. That was classic Stern.
He's a guy I don't know a lot about. I've watched some of his stuff lately because of that whole world, but like his time on the Stern Show is kind of lost to me because I didn't listen to Stern until years later. Like I would go back on YouTube and listen to old stuff.
I stopped listening to Stern after Jackie left.
Is that you were not an Artie fan?
No, I didn't like Artie.
Really?
Although I do love the movie Dirty Work. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Great movie.
Love that movie.
See, to me, Artie was so much better on the show than Jackie.
Well, me and Pat actually met Jackie.
Is that
yeah,
right?
we met.
Did I tell you a joke?
He told us a bunch of jokes because we saw him
I
at
figured.
Giggles. And
Yeah,
anyway.
he tried to sell us his book for $40.
That sounds like him.
Oh, you're gonna get it signed. But yeah, no, yeah, Casey. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, it really was brief too when you break it down. But I don't know. Like there was one bit where he played video poker and he won like 6 figures and like lost it within a matter of like hours. Right, Rob?
Yeah.
That was a great bit. And yeah, like I said, all the parody songs that would come in from even Richard and Sal before then, before you even knew who the hell they were sending in parody songs about KC because the thing with him was, you know, they said he was gay when he wasn't, but that was his like character is he's gay. And so all the parody songs were like, you know, Casey's a queer and all that stuff. And it was pretty funny.
Right.
Stern got away with so much with those parody songs back in the day. Like when they're in the OJ habit, I don't know if you guys ever heard Old Black OJ.
Of course.
That,
I was
and
thinking
my
it earlier.
God, that
It was.
you couldn't even play one line of that on the regular radio today.
No.
And that went over FM radio.
That to me, that's another that's another area where I think Opie and Anthony were better than Stern. Where like, if you go back and listen to a lot of the bits that Howard would play, or even like the games they would do and shit, Howard never like when they were bad, Howard never mocked them, which was weird. You know what I mean? Like some of those songs like aren't particularly creative or well written or whatever, but Howard would kind of just play them. Whereas like Opie and Anthony, when they sucked, would call it out and bash it.
Yeah, play the car crack.
I was more drawn to them. I feel like
Howard has, from what I gather, Howard has very, very thin skin.
Oh yeah. I would say so. Yeah,
no, he's.
Tony didn't get enough attention.
I think he was on mute. Was he on mute?
I kept muting him because he was just going to talk over us. But yeah, going back to that, yeah, the Opie and Anthony was great because they'd play the car crash sound or whatever. If a comedian was in and he said something, they loved when they did it to Bobby Kelly. That was always funny.
Bobby,
they would get him. Yeah, and they play the car crash audio or just what was it? This is going great. That was classic.
The show I liked the best though was Ron and Fez. That was my favorite.
And I'm pissed off because I friggin' wanted to talk to you about that, Mike, last time we had you on, and it was like, yeah, we rushed you so quick, and I was like, fuck. At the end, I was like, oh, I wanted to talk about Ron and Fez with you, just because I love listening to them too. When I got XM and would start listening back to Opie and Anthony, and then listen to them afterwards, and I thought Fez was fucking great.
Yeah, we actually just did a bonus episode on Patreon about one of their segments where Fez gave Ron a gift like 20 years into their relationship. And it was a matchbook that Fez said he grabbed from the comedy club the night they met.
Yeah, I remember.
And Ron was very weirded out by it. Like, he was like, wow, our relationship isn't what this guy must be in love with me. It's almost like a stalkery thing rather than like a best friend. And then it came out like a month later, someone found audio from WNEW that Fez never actually collected those matches. A listener sent them to him in 2002. And then Fez breaks down crying. It's a bizarre saga. And it's hard to describe. It's not like anything else in radio. And the weird thing going back and listening to the segments like that is like you can tell Ron hated doing it and wanted to get out of it. But I think that's what he was best at, was dealing with Fez's craziness.
Yes.
Like now, like he's still on Sirius XM. I don't listen to Bennington ever. It doesn't.
No, I haven't in a while.
It doesn't. I'm not even saying it's bad. It just doesn't inspire me to ever listen.
The last one I listened to was when Fez died. The tribute to Fez.
One of the saddest radio shows I've ever. Like they were genuine. They were in tears when the episode started.
Yeah, it started off with that George Harrison song. It was rough to listen to. My favorite bit of or show, I guess you can call it, was the St. Patrick's show, and I think in 2010 when Fez got really drunk and Eastside Dave just kept poking and his Fez lost his mind
when he fought the fat intern, whatever his name was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually at Eastside Dave's wedding. At Eastside Dave's wedding, I went down for that.
Oh no shit!
And we were on a message board that used to fuck with people.
Okay.
And we gave Ron for Eastside Dave's wedding present. The board set me down with a box of Cuban cigars for Ronnie as Eastside Dave's gift. It was our joke. We gave Ron the present.
That's funny.
But yeah, that I was working at Comcast at the time, and I had to, I was trying to go in and do a service call, and I couldn't leave my van. I just had to keep listening to that show. It was just probably one of the best shows I've ever listened to. Fez having a mental breakdown because you got overly drunk.
It's interesting. I never thought of it until this moment. Really, I never thought of the comparison. But like, Fez was a little stuttering Johnish in the way that like the people that are in that guy's comments every day are like trying to give him advice and like change him. Those callers would call in every day and try to give Fez advice, and nothing got through. Nothing sank in. Ever, like, he was not listening to it at all, and it was just one of the more interesting forms of narcissism that I think was ever on radio.
Yes, it was great.
And the blueberry line will always live in infamy.
The blueberry incident is tremendous, and then obviously, I think my favorite episode ever is the cookie episode.
Yes.
When he tries to get the cat to say cookie.
He's saying cookie for fucking 2 hours. Say cookie. Say cookie.
Kiss, Skippy, kiss.
I can't stop staring at Rob. His holes must be perfect. Hey, Rob, how much to get in them holes?
Well, I had diarrhea today, so they're probably not that clean, but
Good Lord.
DeMarco's trying to get on Why Are You Laughing? Oh, now
but Mike, seriously, if you ever want Lenny Clark on, reach out to me. I'm really good friends with him and his brother, and I could probably get him on for you if you want him on.
That could be a good. I want to do an episode about like Boston comics or something. So
yeah, I could probably get Lenny on for you.
All right, we'll keep that in mind.
But to get Lenny, you have to have Rob on.
No, I don't have to be on.
I'll weigh that option.
I don't have to be on.
I'll mull it over.
Maybe you can throw Steve Sweeney.
Yeah.
Lenny's a loser. Says memes.
Thanks, Memes. Memes is brutal.
Memes is a cunt, but I love him. He's one of my very few Arab friends.
I don't even know if that's factually accurate.
He might be my only Arab friend, actually.
That might be more factually accurate. Tony is still asking to go on 9 to 10, but he seems to have no interest in the conversation right now.
Yeah. Did I offend him, or is he always like this?
He's always like this. When he doesn't get the attention, when it's not 100% focused on him, he lashes out like a child.
Yeah, see, Mike, Tony used to be an independent wrestler, so he wants the spotlight on him at all times.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so former wrestler definitely has a little bit of brain damage in there. So we try to bring him along slowly, but it doesn't work.
Right.
Tell Mike one thing you like about mine each. I'll go first. I like Mike's holes. Now you, Rob.
What the fuck? I don't know this guy. I don't understand this Boney the Boner guy. What's his obsession with the holes? He's new to me.
So he's a boner. He's
a boner. So I mean.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Yeah. I'm a little stupid.
Can you ask Mike if he smokes weed? Mike has smoked weed before.
I certainly have. Yes.
Yes.
Much like Tom Myers. Yeah, I haven't smoked in a long time. More of an edibles guy these days.
Me too.
Yeah.
Right on.
Or the seltzers, which I've talked about before.
Yeah, seltzers are a good idea. Tony was advertising, I guess.
I'm curious when those are going to be in like restaurants and shit. I think that's one of the next big.
Well, there's going to be weed bars. That's the next thing where you can just go in and smoke weed and all that shit. That's coming.
I remember when it was voted on in Massachusetts. I texted a buddy. I was like, you know what we got to do is we got to be the first weed bar in Massachusetts. And he was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Like, we thought we had some innovative idea. And then we looked into it, and it was like, you have to pay a non-refundable $10,000 for an application.
Oh, Jesus.
For a license.
Yeah, the barrier
I was like, okay, I guess we're out.
Very high.
Yeah.
Just to fucking apply $10,000. That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's a big racket, you know. You got to know the right people, and I guess if you even break it down, a lot of the dispensaries they're just owned by a handful of people.
Yeah, they're national.
The Chinese, have you heard?
Yes. We actually look into that a little bit more. So we might have to reach out to Steve and
Mike, maybe you can help with that. We need to get Steve on and have a conversation.
Get Steve on. I'll see what I can do. He and Tony may have a lot of similar ideas. It sounds like. So.
That's right.
Tony is a little more free flowing with the ideas than Steve might be. I think Steve might have a little bit more of a filter.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about politics, which is why Steve would probably be a much better guy to talk to about that stuff. But like in my mind, when Biden got in office, I just thought that would be an easy thing. Like, hey, we're gonna federally legalize weed. I would think that would be an easy thing for a Democratic president, but I just don't know enough about how that shit works, really.
Well, Marty Walsh was against it. He tried to stop them from opening in the city. Marty was all against it.
So was
Baker, yeah.
Baker. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Tall Duval.
Yep.
There were a lot of people against it, but it was the will of the people. We won.
And the state's making money off it.
Yeah, and for a
Yeah,
while
does it make, because you always see articles where it's like they're actually losing money on cannabis and all this shit. Does it make money? Do we know?
yes.
Yeah.
They make a good amount of money. So anywhere there is a dispensary, they have to have what's called the host community agreement. And I know they recently changed these laws a little bit in some of the names, but what has to happen is the business has to pay the regular taxes, but on top of the regular taxes, they have to pay up to 3.5% of their income, whatever they make, to the community.
Right.
And they can use that. They're supposed to use it for schools, but they basically find ways around it to use it however they want. And for a while, at the very beginning, communities were asking for above and beyond that. So if you wanted to open a dispensary in, say, Methuen, where I live, you would have to talk to the people, to the town, about whether you could do it. You'd come to an agreement. You'd have to pay the taxes and all that. But they might say to you, or at least some places were doing this in the beginning, well, you also have to buy us a new fire truck. Or you also have to buy us 2 new cruisers. And people were doing it. And that's why. So when they passed the law, they were aiming for social equity so they could get some of the disadvantaged people involved. And setting up the rules the way they did made it so that those people could not afford to get into the business.
Gotcha.
And that's why you see very few like grassroots dispensaries. They're all owned by multiple multinational company, not national, but big companies.
There are national companies. Yeah, there are companies.
Yeah, I know, but I said multinational, and they're not really.
That's true. I apologize.
I'll tell you, here's the interesting thing about this show is if we weren't live and we're able to edit it together, we'd have some nice conversations here.
That's true, but that's half the charm, if you ask me. And this is why I don't do this for a living, and I do other things to make money, because this is obviously not my strong suit.
No, I've liked it. I've enjoyed it. I've joked, but I've enjoyed it.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah,
that's all.
Tony likes to ruin the fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, you nailed it with the spotlight comment. If it's not on him, then he needs to do something to try to get it put back on him, which generally goes the opposite way, and then he leaves.
Now, are you guys friends? Did you guys meet through just being fans of KMS, or are you just friends from like work or school or something?
So I met Rob through Twitter, and then me and Chris met through KMS.
Yeah. Me and Pat met because I was trolling Jen Royal.
Yeah, we were kind of going at Jen Royal together. So then we were like, "Oh yeah, you're cool. You're."
And would you say you've become like real friends, or still like online friends? Like you meet up for this, but other than that,
I've only met Rob in person like twice. Is it Rob?
Yeah.
Chris, pretty much me and Chris go to the live shows together and stuff because I'm pretty much.
I consider us friends. He thinks acquaintances. That's.
I haven't gone to a live show since the Vigil.
The Vigil, yeah, we were there.
Nice.
I'm
always curious about that because it seems like a lot of what's happening.
Tony's driving.
Oh, I'm
Tony, where you going?
Hit the telephone pole.
Fucking bad shit.
Bad shit. You're gonna take a bad shit. You should be in the bathroom.
Shit, man.
But no, I mean, going back to that, I've known these guys for like 3 years now, pretty much. So
okay.
I consider, I mean, I've known Rob for a long time now. If we're going back,
I know Pat's brother a little bit more because his brother used to shop at when I worked at Home Depot, so I used to see his brother all the time.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess that's what I was curious about. Is like what level? Because I've never I don't know what level that goes to when you make a friend on Twitter. Like, do you become real friends where you hang out eventually? You know.
If it wasn't for the live shows, I probably wouldn't have ever maybe met up with Chris or someone like Sneakers or all those other guys.
Right.
Well, we did have that one meetup at your place. That might have been after the first live show we attended together, but it might have been right before.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had a few guys over my house and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I consider a majority of these guys friends.
Nice.
Yeah. So, KMS building friendship.
I didn't mean that.
Tony, where are you going?
Yeah.
Tony, where are you going?
Going to
Should he be driving?
Oh, you're going to Garden Remedies.
All these fucking.
Are you going to get more selfies?
Dude, if Tony gets in an accident while we're on this stream, I'm gonna laugh forever.
Oh,
not necessarily.
I'm gonna live forever. I had no headlights. Oh my god, I forgot. I had no headlights.
Tony, if you get pulled over, you have to stay live.
I'll learn how to fly high. Oh, I'm gonna go to the dispensary. I'm gonna get some weed. Oh, brake lights. Oops. Forgot.
Why am I the
lights?
way?
Oh
I do?
boy. I'm gonna get pulled over. I'm gonna get a little citation. But I don't know if I watch myself. And guess what? Guess what? Go follow up with the 420 podcast because they are my enabler. I'm gonna get a little bit of weed. And guess what?
He's blaming us for his love of weed.
My slot. Chris already said it.
Is it just weed that he's
My
ingested?
slot.
That's
You
the
don't
thing.
know, Mike.
No, I mean it's definitely he likes his vodka, and there might be a few shows where he goes off camera for a couple minutes and comes back, and
has the sniffles.
I guess I'm worried about him behind the wheel. I guess is my.
Oh, we all are, Mike.
This isn't the first time either that he's taking a little road trip out there where he might have maybe should have stayed home.
No, you're an asshole.
Oh no!
Oh
shit!
Huh?
Fuck! Oh, that little. There I am.
Driving while stupid. That's a good one.
I had some drinks and I'm gonna go in there right now. I'm gonna get a little bit of cannabis.
Oh boy!
And I'm gonna call you motherfuckers back. I'm gonna call you back so hard. You're gonna be like, "Did I just come?" Like, no.
What?
All right, we'll see you then. Jeez. So, Mike, you were saying this is actually a good conversation, and we could edit it together to be something like 10 minutes of actual usable footage.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you chop it up, it looks pretty good.
I beg to differ. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's true. I know we have our best commenters are the ones that shit on us the hardest, though. If you read through the comments,
it's always the case.
Sneakers
it's
is in the
tremendous.
comments now. He's one of our biggest fans.
Oh, good.
That tells you
How many hours has Augustus been on Xbox today, or whatever the fuck it was?
I'll have to look. Well, Sneaks is actually he's the one leading that investigation.
that's why I asked. Yeah.
Right. So
that was pretty hilarious.
That's such an interesting find. Like it would never dawn on me to look into that. It was funny.
I mean,
actually, Augustus ended up leaving that Discord server because of that. I saw that he left.
I was gonna say if he was smart, you guys might have lost a goalie for Chell.
No, he's still playing. He'll still play NHL with us, but he's not on the Discord anymore because that's how Sneaks was seeing how he was online playing, because you link your PlayStation or your Xbox account to your Discord, so that's how you can see that.
I see. So one thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, I don't want to get too hung up on this, but is it? I don't know. They were trying to kind of ask these questions on the show yesterday, but is it specific to your Xbox console or just that gamer tag?
You could use the game. You could pick
the
that
gamer tag.
Meaning, the excuse Augustus gave is realistic, right?
It could happen.
Okay, yeah.
The only thing I could think of, though, is they're playing it in his house, though. I don't understand why they would be signing into his account. Unless, I mean, I do know you have to pay for Xbox to play online, so maybe he just
That's
shares it
probably
that way,
why
like you
then.
would share your
Yeah.
Netflix password or something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what I was thinking. So, Pat and I, right before we came on, we did an episode of Mount Kirkmore with Beanbag Ron, McFuss
Oh, that's right.
We were doing the third chairs.
Yes.
And I don't want to give anything away, but the Mount Rushmore, I think, is going to come out pretty good when they put it out on Tuesday.
Okay.
And the rule, and I'm only bringing this up because of the rule, was that we could not pick Blind Mike.
I was excluded, right? Yeah.
You were excluded because you're far and away the winner.
Well, thank you.
In
That's
my
very
opinion.
kind of you.
But then some of our picks some might be seen as controversial, I think.
Interesting. I would say, I would think the tough one. I would say would have to be. You have to put Clemmer on there. I think.
Yep.
I think you have to put Mutt on there, even though it's been less time than anyone else. I feel like
He's good on the show, so that makes sense. Pat, we were talking about without giving away spoilers, we were talking about us taping Rushmore with these guys.
I think you have to go Whitney, even though he's been probably on the of any regular, he's probably been on the least, but I think he's like the best when he's in there. So I would go Clemmer, Mutt, Whitney, and then my fourth would be between Carabas and Montante.
I'd go Carabas.
Carabas has done it a lot more.
I'd go Montante.
I like Montante better on the show. I think Montante is like funnier on the show.
Yeah, I would choose Montante, and I would, Whitney's also great when he's on there too.
That's a tough one though. I think that's the easy five though. Is there anyone?
So there were 5 people on the screen, so there was a lot of names that were gone through.
Yeah, I imagine Polar was in the discussion.
Correct.
Julie? Did anyone say Julie?
Julie got an honorable mention. I was surprised by that. It just shows that, I guess, the general consensus is no one likes Julie anymore.
There was a lot of love for Pat Ford, the Drip Lord.
That's recency bias. I don't think you can put him on there yet.
Listen
Maybe
to
someday.
the episode. That's all I got. Just listen to the episode.
All right.
I might have been sarcastic right there.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, it was a fun experience, I think.
Good.
Yeah. And people might forget that Beanbag Ron, his first time on YouTube was on this show.
Wow. What a
We
rise.
discovered
to stardom.
Beanbag Ron.
We like to get people who aren't involved in anything yet, and kind of just get them on the show to begin with.
You like the farm system.
Yeah, exactly.
You groom, you scout and groom young studs.
I think Rob's doing.
I like that description. But scout maybe, groom not so much.
Can I ask you this now? Because I'm also interested in this. I should have been on this episode. Do you count because Justin and Steve and even Dave now have come in that role? Do they count at all? Meaning, could you say, "Oh, I think if Steve was in every day, he'd be great at that," and he's been in, so I'm putting him on there.
So those names were brought up during the show.
Okay.
And there was parameters run through before the recording where those names would have been excluded, and then that was thrown out the window as we were started to record, I think.
Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting. I'll check this one
The
out.
one hard and fast was, everyone would pick Mike, so let's not pick Mike.
I appreciate that. Very sweet.
Yeah.
What it really is most people probably would have left me off, so you're just saving my feelings. I appreciate it.
I think a first overall pick would have been the.
Mike's the Hall of Fame for third mics.
You're too kind.
See, we're all big Blind Mike fans here.
I appreciate it, boys.
Yeah. And while Pat's trying not to cough his head off as he takes a dab, I'll try to fill some space here with nothing to say.
I saw there's a clip. Have you ever heard of ROTC, Revenge of the Sis?
Yes.
There's a clip going around. Mersh from that show took a dab on his live stream.
Yeah.
And passed out.
I take like multiple dab hits on this show. I took multiple. Christ, how many dabs did I take last week on Mike and the Minifans? I took
like 17.
Yeah,
Unreal.
Bad boys.
Tolerance is sky high tolerance.
So Brian Atkinson says that Blind Mike gives him a boner.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Is a dab? It's just regular weed, and what's unique about it is the pipe you're smoking it out of, or is it different?
No, so it's different. It's so basically what I do is when I grow my weed, and usually I just grow it outside because I can grow more outside and they can grow bigger. I'm not constrained to, my basement. And when that's ready, I freeze it right away. Right when I cut it off, I don't dry it or anything. I put it right in bags and I put them in my chest freezer. And then I wash it with ice water to knock the trichomes off. And then I freeze dry that, heat press it, and that turns into the dabs that I use. And that's called hash rosin. And that's the purest form that you can get because it's not like you don't use butane to extract it. You're just using natural water and ice.
Gotcha.
So that's the purest stuff. And yeah, that's just like, it's basically like if you got vanilla extract, it's like the purest form of that thing. Same thing with dabs. It's the purest form of THC.
Okay.
Brian, if you want me to use the Dr. Vodka name, you have to change your name to Dr. Vodka.
But yeah, dabs, when you get bud, like if you get like regular flower, the highest, or like if you get it's like 20% THC, that's high for a flower. Dabs, you can get 80%.
Ah, okay. So it's
that's
like the hard
why
liquor of
yeah.
Gotcha.
Basically, like people like to call it the heroin of weed sometimes.
Okay.
So it's just like really potent, and it really like I've given dabs to my buddies who don't do dabs, and I just look at them on the couch and they just look like they're on Mars. And
yeah, that'd be a tough one for me to do, I think. Especially like this, like when I would smoke, it was more like the smoke in my lungs was affecting me more than the high. Like the amount of coughing I would do, was worse than like any paranoia or anything that comes with being high.
Yeah, a dab would definitely make you cough a whole hell of a lot. Especially if you do it with the old-fashioned, blowtorch and a dab rig. Like this is an e-rig, so it's a set temperature, so it's not an overly hot dab. Because when you do a dab with a torch, you got to heat it up and then let it cool. And sometimes you just don't let it cool off enough, and it's like, your lungs are going to explode, and it's not a good time.
Right.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Mike never appreciated all the super chats I gave him.
What? I appreciate every super chat. Who said that?
You go out of your way to tell people you appreciate the super chats, but they don't have to do them.
Yeah, I scold Justin every time he donates.
So for the amount of help Justin gives you whenever you ask him anything, I find it weird that he feels that he has to super chat to get his message on. I feel like you would read it even if it was a private text.
Of course. Well, I wouldn't be able to read text during the show, but yeah, if you messaged Craig, of course we would just read it. But I appreciate his support.
Do we have a card for the show?
Not really.
Sneaks, the fucking game is right there for me, you asshole. I fucking popped when they scored already, dickhead.
So the card I made was literally that Blind Mike was on and to see if he wanted to trade Tony for Hackride, and that we had fun on the Rushmore. I had to do it in a hurry. I was trying to eat my steak dinner in between shows.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on the trade, if that's all right.
We'll give you Tony and Rob.
Respectfully.
What if I'm throwing in, Mike?
Yeah, 2 for 1.
That sweetens the pot a little bit, but I think I'm going to turn it down.
That's fine.
Mike, I'm an expert on hookers.
All right.
You got to watch this guy's TikToks. He's got plenty of wild stories on there.
All right, you're convincing me. I'm coming around.
Jesus Christ.
So I think Greg just sent me the clip you were talking about, Mike. And I'm going to try to do something that's not something I'm good at and bring it up.
Here we go.
What clip were we talking about?
Where the guy almost passed out.
Oh, Mersh. Yeah.
So let me see if I can share the screen without fucking it up.
Dr. Vodka is saying some very slanderous things, saying Blind Mike hates the veterans. That's what Danny told him. Danny Billerica.
So
It was a private
we
conversation.
should plug that show that's coming on after us.
Veterans Day.
Danny and Barica, the Veterans Day show.
Ah, okay.
All
Isn't
right,
that competing with Tony though?
Shh.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't want to poke the bear there. Jesus, I can't be party to that.
He can be poked. It's fine.
All right, so here's the clip. See if
crime of like moral turpitude.
Was he got a neck to collect? There?
it's like 5 minutes long. What the fuck is this?
He passes out twice.
Anti-deception says he did it at fucking work. All right,
Fine.
he
It's
needs
like a
to.
pen. Is he hitting a pen?
I think it's a neck to collect there.
Oh.
See, he's just holding his breath now, though.
I mean, his cats look high.
That looks a little fake to me.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, it looks like he's having an allergic reaction to it more than he's like.
Yeah, I can't. So that's the thing is like with a lot of these like that are very visual. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I just go by whatever the Reddit caption is, where they're like, "Mersh almost died."
That was fucked up. I just had a fucking.
I mean, I've gotten like this
Whoa.
before. I like way too much, so I get
I think
it.
they slowed it down too, which is making it a little more.
Right there, they definitely did.
Yeah. It seems like, and this would be surprising if true. It seems like Craig picked the worst version of this clip to send me.
I mean, I would not be surprised at all if that was the case.
Thanks, Craig.
Old Craigers.
I think we got the gist of it then.
All right, we'll pull them off. That was only halfway done.
Yeah,
So
I
they're
think that's
welcome
because
with the
they slowed it down or whatever. It wasn't the one that I saw was not that dramatic.
That was something.
Yeah.
Again, I think the cats were stoned. They had the two little cats on the screen. I think they were both high.
Cats?
That guy gets a lot of. So I've done shows with Royce, his partner.
Yeah.
And he's been on my show. I like Royce a lot, but I don't know as much about Mersh, and he gets a ton. There's a couple documentaries about him from. You ever see anything that guy Porcelain has done?
I haven't. No.
Check him out. When you guys are done tonight, if you're looking for something to watch, look up Porcelain's documentaries. He's covered. I'm trying to think. He's done. Jim Norton was the first one he did. He did a great series on Joe Matarese. That's probably his best one. But he did a couple on Mersh, I believe, and they're pretty interesting. I don't know. I like Royce, so I choose not to believe all of it, but it's pretty interesting to watch.
Speaking of Norton, that's been funny the last couple of weeks when he posted that he got married, and someone in the the chat that we're all in on Twitter goes, "I think that's a guy," and I'm like, Columbo here, solve the fucking case here. Fucking surprise. Now, granted, the kid himself, I think he's like 23, 24. So, I've known of Norton since 98. So it's like no big surprise when he posted that. Like you could see right away, like, oh yeah, obviously.
Right.
So it is funny how people are like, is that a guy? Is that a guy? I'm like, if you knew anything about Jim Norton, you don't have to ask that question.
Yeah, good for him though. Listening to him, I didn't think he would ever get married.
No, I never did
even.
So it's a legit. It's not like a joke or anything.
No, I don't think so. No, because I heard him talking to someone about it somewhat recently, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well, we actually got married like a couple weeks before that, but like we haven't had an official wedding yet or anything." So I don't think it's a bit. It seems very real.
It's just because some of those videos he's been putting on his Instagram, they're hysterical, but it just seems like, I mean, I don't know, he always acts goofy. I just didn't know if it was just a bit or not. But
one of the videos I was surprised he posted because it seemed like a genuine argument they were having.
Yes,
which is a little unusual for him. But
right.
Mike, there's a question for you in the chat. Is Brian Regan in your top 10?
Well, I don't want to reveal my top 10 just yet, but he's pretty close if he's not in there.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I want to do. It's almost embarrassing how much I've worked on my list, where I'm legitimately like moving. I'm having debates like, is this person above this person? But yeah, I do want to do that on Why You Laughing at some point, the top 100.
Would either of these gentlemen be in your top?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't
Who
see
did
him.
that? Talking.
It's Rob
Who did
DeMarco
that?
and Jabba the Hutt.
Oh! At least one of them.
At least one of them would be in your top 10. Don't give away who.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tom
Justin's
Myers
there.
in your top 50.
Tom Myers. Is Tom Myers in your top 50? Is Justin's asking.
Top 5.
That was a fun bit of episodes, couple of episodes you did that were really Tom Myers based. Not only the one where you went there, but when you played his whole show.
We're talking a little bit about Tom Myers tomorrow because someone sent me a bunch of stuff from a guy named G.D. Fenderson.
Okay.
And he did a 2-part interview with Tom Myers. We broke down part 1 a couple weeks ago, and so we're doing part 2 tomorrow. So you get a little Tom Myers tomorrow.
Excellent. And speaking of someone who is much funnier than Tom Myers, Rob, what the fuck are you doing?
Rob, what the fuck are we looking at? Chris, full screen that, please.
I will. Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me some play-by-play here.
He's walking around in his underwear.
And
Terrific.
I think the cleaning lady missed a week at his apartment.
Looks like she missed a couple of weeks.
See, the only reason I wanted to put it on single screen was for memes, and he did not disappoint already.
I live in a luxurious place.
I wanted to bring Tony back in, and as I did,
Bring Tony back in.
All right, hold on, Tony. Here I come.
Tony's doing his Cribs episode.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wrong screen.
I got pants on now. It was cold.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the bit's over. Not the bit you were trying to show us.
Mike's never been happier to be blind.
You didn't see my dick, did you?
I mean, I hope not, but people are going to go back and...
I'm fucking high as shit, man. I'm fucking so high.
I'm glad you made it home in one
high
piece.
as I am right now. I cannot believe I fucking made it home. I'm so fucking stoned. There's no way.
Tony, can you do your impression of Anne Frank in Gaza?
But here I stand. Look at all this shit I got.
Oh, here we
I
go.
got. I don't even know what the fuck this is. What is this?
I don't know. I can't see it.
You bought it.
I bought it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like
Open it.
I'll open it right now.
What, so you bought something you don't even know what it was?
It
says
a
live what?
Cannabis thing. I don't know what it is. I was high.
Joint, dude.
And
you bought a card.
bought
You even have a
this.
pen to you even have a pen for that?
It's a live resin card. It said so on the card itself.
I know that, you idiot. I have this. And I'm gonna replace it, baby. Let's give them. Let's give them something. Let's give them something to smoke about.
Yeah, I told you he breaks into song.
So I bought this. A lot of covers of get out of here, you son of a bitch. Man. Oh, I said do that. I don't.
Sorry, Pat. Sorry.
Oh shit!
Pat gets mad and wants to yell at me every time I accidentally go to a live screen of him. Where's Rob? We got questions for Rob in the chat.
Well, is Tony going to do his impression of Anne Frank in Gaza?
Tony?
I
Tony's
don't know if we need.
Wow. I bought all these joints, and I bought 4 joints, and I bought they were like, "Oh, you want this?" And they charged me like $100, whatever. So all these joints.
I'm back.
Oh, thank you.
Just spoke
Oh,
to the
yeah,
cockroaches
that's-
and the
that's-
silver fishes,
that's
because they
shit.
are evicting Rob at the end of the month.
The cockroaches.
I've had enough.
This what? You giving up?
Remember to
Give
narrate.
it
the
There
up.
line
actually
next-
isn't any cockroach.
Got one. I got both.
Rob, I have a question.
They're all like
I have a question for you, Rob. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Is the cleaning lady on vacation? What's going on here? Is that a
No, she's
deflated
coming
balloon?
tomorrow.
Mike, I have a picture of the inside of Rob's house, and it's not pretty. Not pretty.
Better or worse than Augustus?
Worse.
Really?
looks worse than my house.
Wow.
That's one of my son's toys.
It's a dildo. I mean,
I don't have that shit. Fuck that shit.
all right. So that was my question to Rob.
No, it's not.
about,
It's some kind of like sword thing of my son's. Those are my son's toys. He was over. I just didn't pick him up.
I thought he was like, "Oh, it's my."
That's all my kids' shit.
That's all my toys.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. Look at wow. Look at this. Look at this joint. But you want to smoke that shit?
I haven't
huh?
picked up after. I haven't picked up after my kid yet.
That's my shit, baby. I traveled the ways. Under the
No,
influence
there's no
of
pizza box on the
marijuana
floor.
and
That's a
alcohol.
pillow.
Is there a pizza box on the floor? BA asks. Rob denies it.
No, there is not. There's 3 pillows, a fan box which I have to recycle, and then my kids' toys. That's it, and socks that I kicked off.
There's some fucking shit right here.
Would you guys like to see my feet?
J-O all over my
We do
t-shirt.
not.
I'm gonna.
Does anybody want to see my feet?
No, thank you. I had to mute Tony long enough to hear you ask that terrible question.
Fuck off, nigga. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Oh,
Come on, Tony.
there's no spill in the corner.
I want to be seen disapproving that.
Yeah, we all yell at Tony when he goes crazy. I'm not as fast with the mute button as I'd like to be. I wish we had a 7-second delay or so.
So he's a bit of a wild card. He's the guy that's going to get you kicked off YouTube.
He's tried. He's
I
tried.
have Russians next door, not Puerto Ricans. And believe me,
Rob, if you're
I've
gonna-
seen a lot dirtier
Chris,
places than mine.
I'm sorry.
Rob, if you're gonna reply to the chat, you have to read the
No,
message
I'm
first.
sorry. I will not say anything else. Sorry.
Okay, place is so dirty, the bugs moved into the Puerto Ricans next door. They're Russians next door, not Puerto
Stop.
Rican. I don't live with respect. I'm Puerto Rican.
Will you stop?
Hey,
Respect
hey,
the culture
hey.
of America, please.
Blind Mike, who the heck is Ismo? ISMO. Someone's saying you hate him.
I don't know.
Ismo?
Ismo.
I
I
love
feel like
everybody.
it's the start of a
So liar,
joke of some
liar.
kind.
Ask her.
Tony, unless you changed your name to Blind Mike, I was talking to somebody else. So anyway. So yeah, we don't know who Ismo is, so I guess
I feel like there's a hilarious last name attached to that, but I don't know.
it might be.
This is strong weed.
Ismo fat. Tony, are you gonna pass out?
This is strong weed. I'm gonna shut the fuck down right now.
You should do that. But wait, open the window first.
Low battery, 10%. Are you kidding me? I can put
Oh
the
my goodness.
charger in the plug.
See, Mike, this is why we'll never have a successful show.
It's
No.
quite the
You can
circus.
shut the fuck up.
I gotta say, Chris, my main apology is to you because last time when I was on with you and Pat, I made fun of you guys for saying you kicked me off too early, and I see now I was wrong. I'm sorry.
See?
Yeah.
We did you a
Yeah,
favor.
Chris, piece of shit.
I'm terribly sorry.
Retard fucking idiot. You can't fucking. Oh, fuck.
I think we're all rooting for Tony to die. Just kidding, Tony.
Yeah. Huh.
There you go, Rob. That's how you do it.
My
Suburban tongue tub time. Oh, Jesus, I can't even talk.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. You're like an idiot. Hold on.
No, you won't have a successful show because your talent is poor.
Fuck.
100% means. Thank you. Tony is doing what we call digital blackface. Where
Oh,
his
good.
camera's just gone black.
I was
Oh,
hoping.
now he's back.
That's how I pictured him.
Next time I'm on the show, either
No,
next
wait,
week or the
Mark.
week after, I'm gonna do it from my kitchen table, with a better angle, so you guys don't have to think. Oh,
Fucking phone, god
Now,
damn
that's
it.
a tease if I've ever heard one.
well, Brian, I do need heart surgery next year, so you might be right. Rob, you're most likely to die before anyone on this. Probably true. I'm having heart surgery next year, so probably.
I mean, with any luck, I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, I hope not.
Clock's been ticking on
Hope
Tony
not.
for a while now, though.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
but he's going to tell you he'll live forever. Right, Tony?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Over here with this pen. I forgot I bought it. They were like, oh, have this. I didn't even pay for it.
I had broccoli today, you fucking heap.
Jesus.
The chat said,
It's a sensitive time in the world right now.
try eating some vegetables, fat ass.
They could be
Rob
talking to me.
replies with a racial slur.
Oh my god.
Good. That's good.
Tony is like Jay without the charm. That's not wrong.
Jay has charm.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, hey, Pat, you hang out with Jay more than anyone I've ever seen at these live shows, man. You run
That's
up to the kid, you give him a big hug, you offer him some
That's not
weed.
true at all. Don't lie about that. stuff.
It's pretty close to true.
I get him high so he'll be normal, so he won't be act like a dumbass at the fucking live shows, and it usually works.
It does usually work, actually. Although I'm hearing from my couch that it doesn't work.
Well,
Rob, how many seconds did it take you to stand
Brian,
up?
I stood up in 3 seconds to fuck your mother.
Jeez.
Blind Mike is going to be freshening up his resume and applying to corporate jobs after he looks inward from this appearance. Blind Mike is starting to think maybe the WEEI street team wasn't a bad thing.
The good old days.
The chat is definitely the highlight of the show.
That's not true.
Pat has
Pat
Tony
has
on the
Tony
show
on the show
because
because he
buys
buys
him
him
steak.
steaks with the EBT card.
That's not
I
true.
mean,
That's not-
Pat,
I'm glad
have
you
you
put those
not
rumors to
used
bed.
Tony's EBT card in the past? Your silence
Well,
is
I mean,
What, no?
it's there. So
he threw it at me one time. I never used it.
I thought you said you attempted to use it, but it was
I don't like
What was
using
wrong?
appropriated funds that Tony gets.
ooh.
so you say. Well,
All right, let's,
The blacks get it.
Tony.
BA is fat as Rob. I don't know what he's talking about.
Thanks,
BA
Dr.
is-
Vodka.
Pat, have you ever
No.
swiped his card at a register? Yes or no?
No.
All right, that was a quick answer. I mean, I guess we have to. Now he's taking a quick break. He's gonna go check the EBT balance, I guess. See if he can use it tomorrow.
Here you go.
So, Mike, part of the joke with Tony is one night he let it slip that he has a job, but still was getting EBT, was still getting SNAP benefits and using them to buy food.
Okay.
And then another night he went to McDonald's with a debit card that he knew was out of money.
Yeah.
Ordered a bunch of food, told them it was for his 5 kids at home, and got the food for free because the debit card was out of money.
That's a sweet story.
It was actually, if you watched it, it was hilarious.
So he's gaming the system.
Yeah,
Yeah, sticking his
Tony
nose
finds
yeah.
all the workarounds.
It's good. That's good.
We're giving Tony his props here, and he's quiet about it. It's weird.
Nice.
From Barstool to KMS to Patreon to the 420 show. What a precipitous drop from Mike.
Who said that?
EA said it. I added the last part, but
That's very fun. I like the precipitous drop part.
oh, that hey,
I love you.
that's me. That was all me.
I love you, baby.
Thanks, sweetheart. So now we have about a half an hour to kill.
Oh, good.
Mike, you don't have to stay for the whole thing. I actually thought you were
No,
going to bail
I'm
45
fucking.
minutes
I'm
ago.
fucking with you.
And then I take over from now to
Rob,
today.
can we see that snack counter with the cheese balls?
I'm good. It's good on myself. The cheese balls are actually belong to my. I'm actually going to donate because I got them from my son. Because at work they give us a bunch of freebies every month, so that was the freebie of the month. So I got it, and then he doesn't want them, even though his mother told me he would like them. So I'm giving them to the donation bin.
That's a nice gesture on your part.
Yeah, nice.
There's the cheese balls next to the empty laundry detergent bottle that I need to get rid of.
BA
Great.
says Blind Mike has honor
I
for
use
staying
Tide
for the whole
now.
show. I agree.
Hey, I messed up. I'm serving my time. All right.
That'll teach you to block us from having a guest.
Yeah, never again. I've learned my lesson.
Show the
Here he
snack counter,
comes.
asshole, says memes.
I just did, dummy.
Good answer, says Pat Ford. Patrick Ford, the drip lord. It's funny, we have our least to say with our highest live viewers. Kind of speaks volumes.
Oh, how many viewers we have right now?
We got 20 viewers, man.
Oh wow, that's good for live.
It's a rocket
We're gonna
to the
get
moon.
picked up. Oh, we just lost. Forget it. We're down to 19. Forget it. Take it back.
Yeah, you shouldn't mention the viewers. That's when they start to drop off.
Yeah. Now what?
Looks
It's
like
not a
shit versus
dumpster.
Now
Look-
what?
I'll address that. It doesn't. It looks like shit, I admit, but it's not a dumpster. It's just messy and organized. I haven't got a chance to clean. Tomorrow I will clean after the Patriots game.
Too fucking hard for this
If
shit.
someone fucks up on the Blind Mike project, Mike should make them do the 420 show as punishment. I don't disagree with that either. We'll absolutely be the punishment for someone who fucks up on any show.
I think both Craig and Hackride would enjoy this. So I don't know if it would work.
I mean, I told
Craig
you
would fit right in with you.
we
some,
had
some
Craig
of you. I
on
think.
once, and then now Craig's too big for us.
Oh, is that right?
He denies the invites all the time.
Okay. Well, it's good to know.
Yeah. Hackride wanted to come on, and hopefully he'll still want to come on after the little bit he watched of the show. It looks like the cleaning lady died there. Yep. We have Warden of the North watching.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a fun song made about this or something.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
my favorite parody artist.
I thought Rob was Hackride. Says Brian. Says Dr. Vodka. Sorry.
What's happening over there?
Just got home from work. The Tony Show Blind Mike the JCGs yet? The Jesus Christ glasses?
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yes,
I'm
you did.
familiar with that bit now. Yes, I didn't realize what a staple of the program I was watching.
I've been on a few times. Let us not forget, says Craig.
Oh,
I know, and now you're too big for the show. You're too big to come on with us, Craig.
Or he's learned his lesson.
Maybe that's
You
it.
know?
Speaking of Dr. Vodka, here he is. Hi, Dr. Vodka. How are you?
What's up, man?
Doctor.
Hello, doctor.
Tired.
Hello, Mike. Rob.
I worked the weekend, idiot.
Hello.
Rob, I kind of respect the fact that you don't give a fuck about the angle. I know you said you're going to try to change it, but it's kind of funny that you're cool with the Job of the Hut vibe.
I don't give a fuck. I'm happy with my life, and you guys can make all the jokes you want, but at the end of the day, I know who I am.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
David Lieb Hart would be a great fit here. I agree. I watched that episode with Craig and Hackride.
He definitely would fit the vibe. I think. Yeah, that's probably true.
I want it known Blind Mike doesn't respect super chats. Doesn't respect them.
Why do you say? How dare you? Why you make
You don't respect them. You don't respect them. The fact that you do premieres rather than lives, you don't respect the super chats.
We're live tomorrow at 10.
I've given more money in super chats than people have if they've donated the entire time, like to your Patreon.
I
Well, no,
respect
I
that
know.
very much.
No, they're not allowed to respect that.
You don't have to donate. What's the matter?
Okay, that's factual.
I like a guy begrudgingly. He's like, this motherfucker. Here's
You
my
won't read the
20 bucks.
goddamn chat, so the only way you can read your chat is you fucking super chat.
Well, I do try to
Fuck
mention
is
when
in a yelly
we're
mood.
not live. But that's Craig's. Usually it's Craig's fault when we're not live. Sometimes it's my fault.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris.
Is
I
Tony
didn't know you-
sucking a dick right now?
I think that's why he turned his camera off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memes, you're a pathetic loser. I hope you die in real life.
Jesus.
He said, "Woe is vodka under 60 seconds." Like,
My
get it
boy,
together,
Dr.
buddy.
Vodka.
This is the only joke. It's the only joke he's got. Sad.
DLH would be great. Would be a great get. I agree.
Who's that?
David Liebhart.
Ah, yes. Now, did you guys know who that was before Hackride interviewed? Like, would you know that name?
I wouldn't have known the name. I wasn't a big Tim and Eric guy
Yeah.
when the show was on, so I wouldn't have. But then watching the show, I laughed a lot, and it was mostly because of the Hackride reaction to him. The way that the interaction, the interplay between the two was pretty golden.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
Fascinating character.
Mike, I've asked this before on the super chat. Where did you find Hackride? You didn't read it, obviously. Where did you find
But
that guy?
he's told that story,
Outrageous.
didn't?
I know, but I asked it as super.
I was waiting. I knew this day would come. I was waiting.
Yeah,
But I held my feet to the fire.
about time. Somebody's got to do it.
He reached out to me at some point. I think he said, if I remember right, I'm sure Boney the Boner will correct me in the chat. But I think he said he found me when we talked about Shauna Ray, the girl who's she's like 25 years old or something, but has a disease where she looks like she stopped maturing at 11 years old or whatever.
Which makes her perfect for Rob.
Oh, I
So-
thought he was gonna make it just.
No, I don't. I like.
That
I
was
like
good,
them
but
older.
that's too easy.
I don't like young. Like I won't fuck under 30.
That's good. That's
Oh,
good. That's
good.
good. That's good. Rob, thank you for
Can
that.
we? Can you
You're-
guys
you're-
bring up the Trenton Peterson comment about the jizz rags? Can you put that back on the screen?
Your
Any
living room
chance?
sound.
I want to address that.
Okay, all right.
At least he has a pile of jig rags out of view of the
Jig
camera.
rags.
Jizz rags.
I don't use jizz rags. I just jizz right on the floor and mop it up.
I like the phrasing. I want to address this before a statement like that. Like that. If my constituents will hear me out.
Rob, why did you want to address that? Is that like, did that really like he's like, oh,
He wanted to let everyone know that he jizzes on the floor,
I just want to get it out there.
so to speak.
is your cock pointing towards the floor? Actually, I don't want to know that. I'm glad you're breaking up. I regret asking that. Oh,
It's on the chair.
Oh, God. What is-
I'm very flaccid right now.
Useful information. Good to know.
Okay, cool.
Says Pat Ford. This has gone.
Who was the
Go ahead.
Who was the guy that said, I saw it on Twitter today, someone was like, I hate that people pretend to love Pat Ford Fridays. Who said that today? Did anybody else see that? Oh, fuck.
Did not see it.
Saw it on
First
Twitter.
of all, if I can
it
defend
seemed
Pat
aggressive.
He's been on twice.
Yeah, like what?
Is there that much hype around it in either direction?
It's not really Pat Ford Fridays, to be fair.
They're Josh Fridays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I just thought it was aggressive for whoever that came from. I can't find it now. I'm looking.
I think Pat Ford's been good on the show. I've enjoyed his appearances.
Are you going to be with him here soon? I think you and him would be good. That'd be
allegedly. I think Monday or Tuesday or something. Yeah, I hope so.
Mike BA would like to know if you've ever brought a gun to a Chinese food restaurant.
I don't know. Is there a standard punchline for that? Because I'm curious to hear it.
We know
No, I
a
have
guy
not.
who did exactly that.
Mike, can you do your right still exist in America if you're blind? Can you still buy a gun?
So I said this recently. I believe so.
Okay, keep missing everything. Apparently, everything I say it was told already. Sorry.
You're just behind the times.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I did that to you twice. I apologize.
No, Chris did it the first time, then you. That's fine.
Okay.
Apparently, I know nothing.
I
was on
believe
3 times
so.
his
I know
downfall.
at one time I definitely I don't know about me specifically because
Mhm.
I'm like I said I'm on like antidepressants and shit like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know how that works as far as like a mental background check and all that, but I don't think the blindness would have stopped me. I'm pretty sure I could have.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's what I was. I think it's
Is
cool
there
that
an
blind
eye
people
test?
can get a gun because then you can just fucking.
I think it's wild. As a blind guy, I think it's crazy irresponsible, but
Well, that's what
Well,
I meant
I
by
feel
cool.
like we-
That's what I meant by cool.
yeah. It is cool. I guess.
I feel like there should be an eye test for a license to carry.
I would think so, right?
I like
would-
picturing Blind Mike getting robbed, pulling out his gun, and then just shooting randomly, like
Just
in the no.
aimlessly, yeah.
just- I picture that.
I agree.
Rob, how does it feel to be the sexiest? I'm sorry. How does it feel to be the sexiest podcast in the world? Wait, you're your own podcast now?
That's when you look at the dictionary. That's what the podcast looks like.
I guess.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but it was
Pretty
to Rob.
good.
anyway. Yeah, you're enjoying
I
it.
guess I don't know what this guy must be on some stuff, but
Fair enough. Fair
Is this the new
I'm a podcast. I'm not a.
what's his
I'm
name?
not a person. I'm a
Old guy?
podcast.
The old guy that does heroin that had the girlfriend that tried to take all his money that he doesn't have.
Oh, Simon?
Is this the new Simon?
No, not really. But I mean, maybe in a way. So we used to have an old guy, Mike. His name was Simon. He lived in Colorado. He was disabled, but of retirement age. He was like 64, I think, 63. And then he recently passed away. But that's who Dr. Vodka is referencing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
we
son.
were sad. We were sad to hear it.
I don't
But
know if that-
unlike
I don't know
Kirk,
if
we
that's
found
true.
out in less than 4 months.
Is that actually true? Is Simon dead?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
that
posted.
sucks.
We had a tribute show to the memory of Simon, and we had his obituary up and all that. But you know,
Wow.
we could tell you're a regular viewer, Dr. Vodka, by the fact that you don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, no. I mean, Mike didn't know either. You're not getting mad at him.
I don't expect Mike to watch the show
Well, you expect me to watch the show.
because you come on it from time to time.
You banned me recently.
What?
You know.
That's
Don't
Well, this
do
Dr.
this to me.
Vodka's a real troublemaker. This guy. He's stirring shit.
Yeah.
According to the chat, I'm a baby and I'm sensitive, which is not inaccurate.
You're on now.
Chuck Wagon pretended to raise $10,000 for his lawyer, but it was a joke.
Yeah.
That was not nice, but that was really more of a against the. So there was a woman that he was with. Her name was Danielle, who was at least 30 years younger than him, and pretty sure she was a gold digger. And we pretend. Well, not we. I didn't have anything to do with it.
That guy-
Some people
Chuck Wagon's
pretended to
piece
have a
of shit.
GoFundMe that was supposed to give him like 10 grand, and she got all mad when she found out it was a fake.
Interesting.
This woman used to abuse this man on this show, and they just let it happen. Didn't care.
That's not true.
Abused him.
That's untrue.
Elder abuse.
Wow.
Untrue. That is an outright lie from an admitted alcoholic.
What gave it away?
The fact that you admitted it.
Where did Pat go?
He's I
Did he just leave?
don't know.
He's like
He
still
walked
paying
away.
attention. He's the one who sent me the link.
There he is.
probably-
He just
probably-
did it
oh,
wrong.
He
there
was
he
on.
is.
He was right outside the camera. He didn't want to be a part of this.
I've never seen a show like this where people just leave. Like members of the show are just in and out, gone.
That's
Get-
kind of my
get-
thing. I got stuff going on too, so I need to.
Hey, Mike, we used to do a
Attention.
hockey show, and this guy would just fucking walk away in the middle of conversation.
I heard you walked away from that show though.
Yeah, how many times did you leave that show, you asshole? You can pull that shit with me.
I don't have a camera, so you can't prove anything.
I'm
When you
pretty sure you
actually-
deleted your account one year when the Capitals lost in the playoffs, before the playoffs.
Guys, this isn't a hockey show. What are we doing? Somebody
I
laugh.
had
This guy's a
Somebody
fucking
look-
Capitals
somebody
fan.
look-
He's one of 7 fans.
That's absolutely true.
Jesus Christ, Rob.
I did have a
Fucking eat
big
the
dick,
chips
though.
that are on your floor and shut up.
That's a good line. I like that one.
I don't have chips, motherfucker.
Yeah, there's chips on your floor. I saw
It's
it in
fucking
the
Rice
picture. Those are
Krispies. Nothing.
Okay, well, eat that, I guess. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. Way to win.
He has his son's dildo next to the Rice Krispies.
I like this vodka guy. This is the first time I've met him, and I like him.
Well, you're the only one.
I've enjoyed him so far.
Oh, what the hell is he yelling at?
Whoa, it was vodka times 2 tonight.
Yeah, vodka's always the victim. I know I just jumped back in, but what else we got going on before the veterans?
We ain't got that much. The veterans versus Tony.
Mike, do you see what I got to deal with here? Everybody, like, I can't even just exist in the world here.
It's a lot they make you put up with.
I mean,
you should be used to that.
We don't roll the red carpet out for just anybody, vodka. Only Mike.
I appreciate that. I feel like a real star.
Thank you.
Is Blind Mike staying on for the veterans stream?
I'm imagining they're gonna let me go at some point.
I think Mike might.
Well, you can go whatever you want. We're not holding the gun to your
Mike
head.
might kill himself if he
Chris
has to
might
stay
be.
on that.
Not at all. I thought he was going to leave after 45 minutes.
I was waiting for him.
Oh, I could have.
How's the cap season started out? I don't think very well.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not their name.
Fucking Dante. This is about 1 hour and 43 minutes longer than the last 420 Blind Mike appearance.
Credit to Mike. To be fair,
I
Mike
just
doesn't get
followed
enough credit.
subscribed to this porcelain guy that you were talking about. I'm going to check out some of his stuff later.
Yeah, if you're based on our conversations, I think you'll find some. I would start with Joe Matarese, maybe.
I see it right
Probably
there,
the
an
best
inconvenient goof.
Yep, that's probably the best one.
I like that.
Mike, I've got a question for you.
Where'd you find that, Pat?
It's PORSALIN.
All right.
I spelled porcelain the way you're supposed to spell porcelain, and I was lucky that I found it that way too. Go ahead, Vodka. Tell him your question.
What is your thoughts on BA just completely changing the way he is and is now like basically you on Mike and the Minifans? It's got to be a little weird, right? That's not him. He's fake. It's not real.
Basically, me. How is he doing a?
I mean, he's doing your job on that show.
Oh well, that's fine. They had to choose someone, you know.
Oh, so I'm glad you watched. That's cool.
I haven't watched. I was on the first one, I think.
No, being on and watching is two different things. Those are right. Those are two different things.
They are, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
right,
I
cool.
doubt that Mike's ever watched any of this, but he's been on now twice with us, so I'd rather have him on than as a viewer.
I just wanted. I think it was a known thing. BA hated the show, and now he's he gets a little. He's a little Clout Vader, and he's on there, and it's kind of weird.
That's how I think.
Maybe
That's
never
how.
mind
I think a lot of
drama
people
with
that.
Pat Ford.
I think a lot of people that hate the show actually like it and just want to be a part of it in some way.
Wow, great question. Blind Mike, how often do you think about this before you go to bed every night?
Probably a lot, to be fair.
I mean,
How often do I
probably
think
not.
about this? How often
I
will I
guess.
think about it going forward?
Yeah.
Aspects of it probably for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
See, at least you're honest.
He's going to be
Taking
kicking
any
himself,
honesty out of anybody anymore.
kicking himself in the ass for a while now. He's going to be saying, why didn't I just let Hackride on? Why didn't I just let Hackride
It seems, in hindsight, it seems so easy. You know? Stop being afraid of everything, Mike. Just let Hackride do it.
Can you guarantee a Hackride visit on the show in the future?
That's on him.
That's
That's
up to
on
Hackride
Hackride.
at this point, but I've
Okay.
allowed it. Yes.
Okay. What do we do? All right. Sorry I
The
brought it
got
up.
signed by
Sorry I
Mary.
brought it.
It's business. He's there to do a job, and he does it swimmingly.
I'm sorry I brought it up. I forgot he has so many defenders.
Did Tony log off and go pout? Is Tony pouting because he wasn't getting attention?
I don't know. We haven't
Yeah.
seen him. He hasn't come back.
I think he coughed himself to death.
I hope so.
Chris is the absolute worst comment guy. Pat, what the fuck? Get someone that can fucking read you morons. Well,
I don't deny that. I'm not.
Why
a good
don't you
comment.
do it, memes? You're such a tough guy. Why don't you come read the comments, motherfucker?
It's like my favorite thing about these shows. We start calling people out. Yeah, come on, pussy. You fucking read the comments.
Because that always works.
Blind Mike's actually the comment guy here.
Yes.
He's the best comment guy.
Let's see. Let's pull another one up.
Pull another one up and let Pat let Mike try to read it.
It's not the first time, Patrick. It's not the first time he's done that too.
Mike, what's this look like to you?
It looks like nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about.
True. Facts.
I said this before. I'll say it again. I like having Mike on because finally someone has worse vision than me.
I don't know if I believe
Are you
that.
legally blind? You have like thick glasses, right?
Very, very thick glasses, but I'm not legally blind. My vision is, without glasses, 2300.
Okay, so not that
Good.
far off from me.
Are you allowed to drive? Like, if you didn't have your glasses, are you allowed to drive or no?
Yeah, you can drive if you can have your vision corrected to 2050. Mine, I'm just there.
Okay.
Which is why if you ever go to a live show, you'll see me hitching a ride with Pat because, I'd rather not die going to one of these things. I'll only die to go to work.
There you go.
What a trooper.
I try. Well, you got to put food on the table.
Well,
And we all die a little bit going to work anyway.
BA, don't shame me for making blind jokes. I think Blind Mike's a little used to the blind jokes. If I didn't think he could take it, I wouldn't bring them up, and they weren't that good, to be honest. So, what are you worried about?
I think he's
just fucking go back on Mike and the Minifans and pretend to be Mike and get your little 1 or 2 followers every time you do it. Shut your
Pretend to
stupid
be
mouth.
me. How does he pretend to be me? I'm
Oh
curious.
shit!
His name is Mike.
He just does your role. That's all.
Oh,
That's his job. That's his job.
He's not doing a me imitation.
No.
He bumps into shit. It's great.
That'd be fun if he put this cadence on his voice. That'd be fun.
Pat Ford says, as an executive gearhead, we don't stand for that.
Stand for what?
I think he means the blind jokes that BA was referencing.
Oh, I appreciate it.
All right, well, I take it
Stand
back.
down.
Mike, I didn't know it hurt your feelings based on the comments, so I take it back that it hurt your feelings.
Guys, he's going to call me a pussy now. Knock it off.
Oh, that wouldn't be strange. Vodka calls everyone a pussy.
I've never called anybody that. Prove that in a court of
While
law.
acting like the world's biggest pussy. It's great, actually.
But I admit it. None of you guys admit it.
What do you mean?
I know I'm a pussy. I'm a little sensitive bitch. You guys just pretend it doesn't exist.
I'm not a sensitive bitch.
That's a sensitive bitch. That's what a sensitive bitch.
That's what a sensitive bitch would say.
Vodka, I'll say this. I've been sensitive in the past and admitted it. So,
Well, you're okay, Chris.
There.
You're the only one.
So there.
It's 4:27.
Rob looks like Jabba the Hutt and admitted it. So there.
Yep.
See?
That's why I like
I
Rob.
look like a fat fuck right now. I admit it.
I wish Mike could see
Now?
him.
Hey, you and me both.
Rob's my guy. All right, I think it's time for me to go play video games.
You do that. We got a couple more minutes.
We
to
started
play.
early.
9 minutes before it's over.
We started early. We can end
Co-hosts are
early.
leaving before me.
What the fuck, Pat?
Sneaks wants to play NHL.
We
Oh
did,
yeah, bow down to Sneaks. Gotta stop what you're doing. It's your own
No,
show.
you
Bow
can't
down
go.
to Sneaks, and then you wonder why I hit the rice bucket doesn't exist anymore.
we did
Fucking
start early, so
jamoke,
we
you
can
fucking
end early.
loser.
Pat, I just gotta say you're responsible for Tony. So when he gets mad that he doesn't get his hour, I'm sending him your way.
That's fine.
All right. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone. We're gonna go ahead and end it now, a couple minutes early because we started a couple minutes early. And so big thanks to Blind Mike, little thanks to Vodka, thanks to Tony, and thanks to Rob. And I have to get to the other screen so I can play the outro. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Stars falling down, but that's fine with me. Chaos all around me, but I finally see nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. Drop top, yeah, maybe. But my pocket's been looking tight lately. I've been looking for somebody somebody come to save me. It's not my fault that you've been making me go crazy. Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I'm soaring with the clouds, I'm in my zone. I hear you talking loud, leave me alone. You had it all, you gave it back. You had my heart, girl, that's a fact. You got it wrong, you never asked. I'm getting stoned, what's wrong with that? Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high.
What are those clips right
Chris Smith doing?
Damn Chris Smith doing.
Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high.
Fucking dumb Canuck.
Finally notice me, you make it so hard to breathe. Yeah, hard to breathe, but I smoke. Sky's falling down, but that's fine with me. Chaos all around me, but I finally see. Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. Drop top, yo, baby. But my pocket's been looking tight lately. I've been looking for somebody come to save me. It's not my fault that you've been making me go crazy. Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. Nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high. I said nothing's going my way, I'm just gonna get high.
We're not offended by anything. This guy's nipples. Can you touch his nipples? Yeah. Bro, touch his nipples. Fire.
Oh my God!
Don't be a bigger man.
Oh my God! They're serious. They're serious.
Who's their nips?
They're serious.
Yes. Hey guy, another gotcha moment. Oh my God.